Well, I'm a baby boomer, son of a steel worker, born in the 57, grew up on the far south side of Chicago. I was raised in a traditional church and went to a traditional grade school. We did go to Mass every morning. For about half of those years, the Mass was still said in Latin, so I had no idea what the priest was saying, but we did have these Latin prayer cards. As soon as I got out of high school, I decided, I'm good. If nobody's forced me to go to church, well, I'll go on Christmas, I'll go on Easter, and I was baptized when I was an infant, so I got the fire insurance. I met Christine on a blind date. We dated for 3 months, got engaged.
We were married in '91, and then I had a co-worker who was ministering to me to come to her church, and it was at Harvest in Rolling Meadows.
I really had no interest in going to church. And I was a pretty angry guy. Something was missing, but I didn't even know something was missing. I was just angry. And well, Christine kept asking and asking, saying, we have to go to this church. Finally, to placate her, I said, okay, where's this place at? And what I do remember is at the start of the sermon, I was sitting arms crossed. And the more the pastor was talking, I realized I went from a posture like this to, I've never quite heard it explained like this before. It was at that moment, it was the first time I realized that this is being at peace with God. After we accepted Christ as our Savior, we became under attack. I remember the confusion, the anguish, maybe even some anger. I remember the day I stopped by Christ Church on the way home. I needed to speak to somebody, and Terry Horn happened to be the one. I remember so clearly how I was just raising my fist towards the heavens and saying, how could you do this to me? What did I do to you? 15 years of melanoma isn't enough, and now this? What didn't I learn? What didn't I do? What did I do? Even though I was angry and confused and in despair, and even though there were no answers, and I'll probably never get an answer, I still knew that God loved me, and I still knew that He wouldn't abandon or leave me. You know, over the last 15 years, even though it's been stressful on our marriage, we've certainly grown closer together. And I do realize now, more than ever, what an amazing wife I have, how she's been so selfless in giving of herself to take care of me when I was at my weakest moments.
We're in this life together, and we have to help one another and support each other. And I think that God has shown us His love, and it gives us our love for one another to grow.
In 2016, very shortly after we started attending, I started serving in a production team as a camera operator. It's a blessing and a privilege to be able to use the talents that the Lord has given me. The people that I work with are a great team, and the love that they've shown us, the support they've given us, has been absolutely amazing. What I do know is that the love of God is real. What I do know is that we're His, and regardless of our circumstances, there is hope, and God is love.